Hi there, welcome to Nonsense Whisky. My name's Vin PF, and on today's episode we're going to be checking out a classic blended Scotch whisky. This will be a bottle that most of you know, I'll wager. The classic J&B Rare, not that rare. This thing I covered fairly recently at the beginning of 2018, at the end of 2017, and I did a kind of bargain blended breakdown, let's say. So I'll pop a link to that just up here if you want to go and check out that, where it's versus a few other kind of supermarket basic blended whiskies. And it's stacked up fairly well, you know. It came middle out of all five. It beat the Johnnie Walker Red Label and the famous Grouse, but it didn't beat, in my opinion, the Bells and the Teachers. It's obviously a 40%er, added colour, blended, probably not aged very highly at all. I don't know anything about the real age of this, but there's bound to be a whole heap of 3-year-old whiskey in there. But it's not actually that bad. Let's check it out on the nose and the palate, and we'll see where we're at with it. It's quite a cheap whiskey, of course. You know, a full bottle in the UK goes for about £20 when it's not on deal. Come Christmas time, it's going to be ridiculously cheap. There are cheaper whiskies, but let's see where we're at with the quality of it. On the nose, it's not unpleasant at all. I don't think it's odd. It's clean. It's very clean. Bit musty, I think. There are some kind of honey elements to it. A bit of sweetness. Not a lot. Not a lot. It's kind of boring, but then it's not offensive. I don't think. Not in any way. It's not really harsh. It's not that chemically. Like sometimes on these cheap blends you get a lot of chemical notes on it, but I don't really get that on this. It's not off-putting. Let's try a wee taste. Well, it's clearly quite thin. 40%. It's very, very watery, but you know, it doesn't taste bad. That's the thing. It's not bad at all. There's some kind of astringency to it. It's a bit, maybe a touch chemically, not like overly so. But there's some sweetness to it there, a little bit of spiciness. It's not a very deep whiskey, but then I don't think you should expect it for the price you're paying. The thing with it is that, like I said, there are cheaper whiskies, and you can go down to, in the UK at least, you can go down to Lidl or to Aldi and pick up their kind of £17.50 ones, and that is cheaper than this at normal price. This is obviously a half bottle, but a full-size bottle, the Lidl and Aldi stuff just absolutely kicks the crap out of this. It's certainly got its place. It's a extremely neutral palate setter, I think. I mean, I don't really use this as a palate setter. I prefer a nice classic single malt like a Glenfiddich 12 or something like that, something that I know and love, and I know exactly where I'm at with it before I move on to something a bit more interesting. But in a pinch, this is acceptable whiskey by any stretch. It's worth having in your cabinet for people that come around who have never tried whiskey before and maybe want to try it with Coke or something like that. You know, it's not designed as a mixer's whiskey, but it can certainly be used as that. You know, if you don't want to put your really, really good stuff into it. But I think it's kind of worth having around just to kind of reset you every now and again, to keep you grounded when before you go off into the lofty heights of the 30-year-olds and things like that, just to remind yourself what a basic whiskey tastes like. But you know, it gets a bad rap, and I'm not really sure why. It's okay, and I can't give it any fairer than that. Not great, but certainly not bad.